Okay, we start by, let's take the equation 3x plus 4y equals 48. We solve this for y. And when you're solving this, you want to write these things out the same as I did. Okay, don't just start throwing things into a calculator and writing down random symbols and scratches, because I see a lot of that, and you're not reinforcing it if you do that, okay? You want to reinforce the steps that you're taking. You want to understand why you're doing these steps. So we do this. We take the 3x plus 4y equals 48, and we subtract, we subtract 3x because we're trying to solve for y. And of course, we have to automatically do that on the right-hand side. Okay, 3x minus 3x is 0, so this is 4y equals 48 minus 3x. And now we divide both sides by 4. So we write out our 4y and our 48 minus 3x. We divide by 4 here, we divide by 4 here, and we throw in our equal sign. I did the equal sign last because I wanted to line it up with the fraction. Okay, so now we know that 4y divided by 4, the 4 divided by 4 gives you 1. 4 divided by 4 gives you 1. We get y equals, what are we going to do with this? Well, we have a distributable. 48 minus 3x is all divided by 4. So not too formal about it. So it means 48 is divided by 4, and so is 3x. So we get y equals negative 3/4 x plus 12, because of course 48 divided by 4 is 12. Okay, this is the form y equals mx plus b. M equals negative 3/4. B equals 12. Okay, that's the equation of our line. Now, another thing we could do with this is we can find the intercepts. We have 3x plus 4y equals 48. If x equals 0, then 3 times 0 plus 4y equals 48. So that 4y equals 48. So that, skipping a step here, is pretty soon we divide by 4y equals 12. Okay. And we've seen 12 before, just coincidentally, there it is and there it is. Okay, well, here's a reason for that. Okay, now, write it out again. Write our premise. If y equals 0, then we get 3x plus 4 times 0 equals 48. So that 3x equals 48. And one simple step, divide both sides by 3. Don't skip it. If I write a few dots here, that means there's steps you need to fill in. We get 48 over 3, which is 16. Okay. Now we can draw a graph based on the intercepts. Okay. The y-intercept, well, when x is 0, y is 12. The y-intercept is the point where the graph goes through the y-axis. And that is the point 0, 12. The x-intercept, y is 0, and x is 16. So this point is 16, 0. Again, x is 16 when y equals 0. X is 12 when x equals 0. Now we can sketch the straight line. Okay, well, at this point, we can figure out the slope of this line. Okay, to get the slope of the line, we just imagine we move over here until we're above this point. We're going to move from this point to this point. We're going to move straight over until we're above this point. Then we're going to move straight down. So we get from this point to this point with these two arrows. This arrow gives the run, and this arrow has to have a length of 12. Why? Sorry, it has to have a length of 16. Okay. Why does it have to have a length of 16? Well, this is a right angle here, and you got right angles here and here and here. So that this side has to be, this distance here has to be the same as this distance here. The arrow's in the positive direction. We've got a distance of 16. That means our run is 16. This arrow has the same length as the arrow from here down to here. So that's 0, 12. This is 0, 0. We easily see that this arrow has length of 12. So the rise, my attempt is to write down rise equals 12. That's not quite right because the arrow's pointing downward. It's in the negative y direction. The rise is negative 12. Okay, so the slope equals rise divided by run equals negative 12 over 16. And that reduces to negative 4/3. Okay. Well, now we have the information we need to write the equation of the line. I leave myself room to do, but I'll squeeze it in somewhere. Okay, the equation of the line here is in slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. What's m? M is the slope. What's the slope? Well, right here is all the calculation and the indication of what it means. It's negative 4/3. And what's the y-intercept? It's the y-coordinate where we go through the y-axis, and that's 12. Now look at what we got. This is negative 4/3 x plus 12, and it's kind of sloppy. And it's not 4/3, it's careless. I hate to try to erase this, but okay. That's correct. Negative 12 over 16 is negative 3 over 4. Okay, so now y equals mx plus b, y equals negative 3/4 x plus 12. A little smudge, make it a little clearer. And what we see, this is kind of neat. So we figured this out just by finding the intercepts, finding the slope, and writing out the equation of the line. Okay. Oh, look over here. Totally agrees, doesn't it? This equation is the same as this equation. This equation came from solving this from y. This equation came from finding the intercepts, graphing it, and using characteristics of a graph. Now that's kind of a big deal. You can do that with any function, almost any function, as long as you don't have like a 0 on the side. All right. I would recommend practicing that. Just pick up random numbers from, put a random number here, a random number here, and a random number here, and see what you got. And I recommend doing a lot of these problems. I have probably sent everybody a sheet that has a lot of linear equations that you could solve for y and do this with.